What's up everyone, I'm CallumOnToast and today is the second day of the Go Battle weekend, July the 2nd, and it's also my birthday, so I thought why not bring back the YouTuber Battle of Spice. I asked 10 of the best Pokemon Go content creators to submit one battle featuring the spiciest team they could come up with in the single type cup, and you're gonna get to decide who did it best. We have battles from Pokédaxi, Homesize Henry, Yonkus, Jamie Finn, Human Catcher Bug, Chillis FM, Felrose, King GBL, Nerds Rising, and the reigning champion Ganetto. Now I did actually try to get even more content creators involved, so if there's anyone you think should have been included, it's likely that I did ask them, but unfortunately they were unable to participate for one reason or another. Today I'm turning 25 years old and I'm actually closing in on 25k subscribers, so if you're not yet subscribed, please show your support and hit that subscribe button, as it will really help me out and encourage me to do more big collaborations like this one. Also, I'm currently running the same Battle of Spice competition for you guys, my subscribers, so if you'd like to take part in that competition, visit the link in the description down below. And with that being said, let's get into the question of the day. Who is your favourite Pokemon Go content creator and what's your favourite thing about their channel? Let me know in the comment section down below, and with that being said, let's get into the battles now. Alright, so going into the first battle, and why not start it off with the reigning champion Ganetto. We're leading with a Shadow Arbok into Muk. This is a fairly decent matchup. The opponent responds with a Registeel Safe Swap, trying to catch a charge move. They're not able to do so. We're going to come in with our Shadow Alakazam. They go for Zap Cannon. They don't get the debuff, and can we get a full counter farm down here? Unfortunately, we're not quite able to do so. They would have made it to a charge move at the last second, but we grab a shield and we win the CMP tie here, which is absolutely massive for us. We go for the second Fire Punch. The opponent lets it go through. We did regain switch advantage, and also we have so much health remaining on the Alakazam. We're even able to make it to a Shadow Ball. This will definitely grab the final shield from the opponent as they go for a full farm down, knowing they won't quite get there, so they do expend their energy, going for a Meteor Mash, taking out the Alakazam. We come in with a Misdrevious here. The opponent's going to go for another Meteor Mash. We do tank that fairly well on the Misdrevious here. We go for an Ominous Wind. This is not the best charge move, but Ominous Wind will still not take out the Clefable there. They then come in with the Muk, snipe with a Thunder Punch. It doesn't quite take us out there, so we swap out, come back in with our Shadow Arbok. We're going to shield up this charge move. It is another Thunder Punch, and we should be able to go for back-to-back Acid Sprays here, or go for a Dark Pulse. Doesn't really matter. They've got no shields remaining. Acid Spray from this range will take out the Muk. We've got a second Acid Spray to throw into Clefable, coming back in, and Acid Spray will take out the Clefable, and we take that game. Into the next battle, we've got Yonkus, and he's running a triple Shadow Reggie team. And funny story here, I almost knew he was going to run this team. I just had a gut feeling that he was going to go triple Shadow Reggies, and here it is. So we lead into Umbreon. We're going to swap into our Registeel, and we have two Pokemon in the back that are running Focus Blast, so typically they're going to do better up against the Umbreon. We bait out a Hypno, which is actually kind of interesting because this is a pretty good matchup, even if they are running Fire Punch, which they are, but that's fine. We're now going to go for a Zap Cannon, losing the CMP tie up against this Hypno. We can live one Fire Punch, so we let it go through. Going to go for the Zap Cannon here, and if you've seen any of Yonkus' videos, you'll know that he has pretty bad luck with the Zap Cannon debuffs, but he does at least get it there. But once again, losing the CMP tie up against this Hypno. Can't really shield this. I think we only had 1 HP anyway, so probably would have gone down and not got off the charge move anyways. But the opponent comes back in with their Umbreon. We come in with our Regirock, and I'm assuming a Focus Blast from a Regirock will pretty much one-shot this Umbreon here, but I guess we're about to find out. We're going to let another Foul Play go through. Don't really want to be shielding up against an Umbreon, but we're actually going to go for Stone Edges here. Maybe thinking that 2 Stone Edges are going to do more damage up against the Umbreon, and we win the CMP tie here up against this Umbreon. Stone Edge still doesn't take out the Umbreon. Oh my gosh, Umbreon, what? Why are you so freaking bulky? We let the Regirock go down, and we are going to go for the Blizzard here into the Hypno, coming back in. We one-shot the Hypno, and let's see what the opponent has in the back. They're not going to come in with the Umbreon. They've got a Shadow Grimer. We're going to go for the Earthquake, and this Earthquake will be one-shotting the Grimer, and we're going to be able to lock on, farm down the Umbreon, and you're very likely to see that in a short on Yonkus' channel with the triple kill sound effects. But into the next battle, we see Human Human Catcher Bug. And funny story, I actually ran into Human Catcher Bug whilst he was running this team, and I actually didn't see his name, but I was looking at his team, I was thinking, damn, this is super spicy. I wonder if this guy's trying to submit a battle for my Battle of Spice. And then I saw he had the regional winner t-shirt, so I was like, wow, this guy's actually really good. And then I saw the journal after the game and I noticed it was actually Human Catcher Bug, so kind of funny there, but I'm not even commenting on the battle here. But we're going to go for a body slam, throwing after 3 more infestations. Great timing, and we're able to swap and snipe with the Teddy Ursa before the opponent's able to react, which is great. They come in with a Shadow Muck. We're going to go for a crunch here. This is non-stab, but shadow on shadow. That does huge damage there, and the opponent's not able to farm down. I think Lick would have taken them out 1 turn before they got the farm down. So now this Muck is incredibly low. We've still got a level 50 Pikachu Libre. We get the farm down, and they've got Umbreon in the back, and Flying Press is about to take out this Umbreon here. So we're going to go for the first one. It does about 40% of Umbreon's health, and we should be able to make it to 2 more Flying Presses in time. We're going to show a lot of foul play here, and they have back-to-back, but I believe we will live a foul play. They had to go for last resort to take us out, but we can now go for the second Flying Press, sorry, and that will basically take them out, but we've got a 3rd Flying Press just for the sake of it, and this is easily going to take out the Umbreon, and we take that game. Into the next battle, we've got Pokédaxi, who isn't primarily a PvP YouTuber, but I know he is trying to push for Legend this season, although he did sacrifice a lot of his elo to run this team, so I do really appreciate that. And we are leading with a Porygon 2 into Muk. The opponent swaps into Gramble. We respond with a Magmortar here. Gonna go for a Fire Punch. This is gonna do a ton of damage, but they are resisting the Karate Chops, so unfortunately I don't think we're gonna be able to farm them down here, so we have to go for a second Fire Punch, taking out the Gramble, and they come in with a Blastoise. They get the Water Gun farm down, but we've got a Raikou in the back, so let's see, are we going to come in with the Raikou? We do come in with the Raikou straight away, and we're going to shield up the Hydro Cannon. Of course we have to. Raikou isn't the bulkiest Pokemon. We're now going to overfarm massively. We don't want to go for the Wild Charge straight away, as it will debuff our defense. Wild Charge, gonna grab a shield, and we swap back into the Porygon 2 as we want to clear the debuff on our Raikou. We land the Tri-Attack there, and it's also a CMP tie, so that's actually the perfect play from Pokédaxi. And now at this point I think we can just fully commit to the Thundershock farm down. We're going to come out of this matchup with 2 Wild Charges loaded. They come back in with the Muk. We go for a Wild Charge number 1. This will not be enough damage to take them out, but a second Wild Charge will easily be able to take out the Muk from this range, and we're able to take that game. So going into the next battle, we've got Zera Felrose, who is running a Kecleon in the lead. Awful lead as we lead into a Shadow Machamp. We swap into Seaking, and the opponent's staying in. This is not great for us, but we're actually going to let the Cross Chop go through. That does so much damage. The opponent then swaps into Muk, and we're going to go for the Drill Run here. This Drill Run will be doing big damage to the Muk, but they do get the farm down. Now, we're probably going to come back in with the Kecleon, knowing it is pretty useless up against that Machamp, and we're going to let the Charge Move go through as well. Just going to save both our shields for our Shadow Mewtwo in the back. We do get the Lick farm down, and we should be able to make it to a foul play. It's resisted into the Machamp, but they're likely to shield anyways, and they do use their shield. We now come in with our Shadow Mewtwo, and we are going to be able to shield this up. We should be able to Psycho Cut farm down, but they might make it to another Cross Chop, but no, it doesn't matter. They swap into a Registeel. We full send the Focus Blast, and we one-shot the Registeel, and the opponent just concedes the match there, and we take that game. Alright, and into the next battle, we've got Nerds Rising with a very spicy triple shadow team with Wailord in the lead. We are barely going to make it to the Surf before they make it to a charge move here, and this Surf is going to grab a shield from the Cofagrigus. The opponent's going to go for a charge move after over-farming just slightly. They go for a Dark Pulse, we let it go through, which is very risky considering the back line we're running with Shadow Grumping and Shadow Kadabra here, but we are going to shield the Dark Pulse. We will make it to a Psychic, and this should be grabbing a shield or taking out Cofagrigus, and we do grab that final shield. The opponent also doesn't overfarm at all. They are very low. They go for Dark Pulse straight away, taking out the Grumpig, and I think at this point we still have to come in with the Wailord here, as we can't really afford to farm down with our Shadow Kadabra, because if you didn't know, Shadow Kadabra has an even higher attack stat than Shadow Alakazam, and you're about to find out what it can do. We shield up the Frenzy Plant, the opponent swaps into Vigoroth, we're going to overfarm, farming to 100 energy, going for a Dazzling Gleam, and Dazzling Gleam one-shots the Vigoroth. They come back in with Meganium, we barely make it to the Shadow Ball in time, and this is going to be enough to one-shot the Meganium, and we're able to take that game. Into the next battle, we got Home-Sized Henry running Phalanx, which actually is quite highly rated on PvPoke, although you don't see it an awful lot. Actually, I don't think I've seen it at all. But now we come in with Espeon, which is definitely not highly rated on PvPoke. We get a full Confusion farm down. Did have to expend one shield, but that's fine, as we're going to be able to debuff this Lickitung's defense. So if they go for a full farm down, like they would typically be able to do up against most Psychic types, they actually won't be able to do so here, as we do make it to a second Psychic Fangs, dealing more damage this time, and these Confusions are seriously chunking. We force them to throw their energy, but that's absolutely fine. Body Slam takes us out. We come in with Phalanx. The opponent doesn't want to get farmed down there, so they swap into their Shadow Machamp, and this is actually looking really bad for us, as we got a Kling Clang in the back. We go for the counter farm down, we don't quite get it, but one Thunder Shock takes out the Machamp, and now we can easily take out the Lickitung, so the opponent concedes the match. Into the next battle, we've got Jamie Finn, the triple Shadow God himself, who's leading with a Shadow Hitmontop. He save swaps into Shadow Arbok, and the opponent's staying in. We're just going to let the charge move go through. It is just a Thunder Punch. We do tank that quite comfortably. They now come in with Umbreon. They're going to be able to tank an Acid Spray very easily and go for a charge move, as they will be able to outpace us, but we're then going to be able to come back in with our Shadow Hitmontop and get a massive counter farm down here. So we're going to come in straight away, not waiting out the Switch Clock whatsoever, as they will make it to a charge move anyways. We're going to shield it up, respect the Psychic. It is just a last resort, although that still would do some decent damage here, as we are Shadow. Now we're actually running two non-stab charge moves here just for coverage. We go for that Stone Edge. We do grab a shield from the muck. We swap into a Shadow Mismagius here, and we are going to shield this up. Could be a Dark Pulse. It's a Thunder Punch bait, which is unfortunate, but the opponent comes in with a Vigoroth. We're now going to go for a Dark Pulse here. The opponent has to full send a Bulldoze to take us out, but we will be able to make it to the Dark Pulse before they get there, and this Dark Pulse will be taking out the Vigoroth, and they come back in with their muck here. Can we get to the Dark Pulse? We get there in time, and this should be a CMP tie as well with this muck, and we do grab that final shield. It is the CMP tie. We can let Mismagius go down. They do finally send the Dark Pulse, but now we're going to be able to fully counter, farm them down here, and take out the muck to take that game. Into the next battle, we've got Chillis FM, and if you don't know, Darmanitan is kind of the channel mascot for Chillis here, and he's leading it in this team. We're going to shield this up. They did farm up a ton of energy. It is unfortunately just a Weather Ball, and as we're trying to throw on the correct timing here, we allow them to get off another charge move. They get us very low with resisted damage, but that's fine. We can full send these Rock Slides, taking out the Ninetales there. The opponent not respecting the damage, and now we come in with a Fury Cutter Surfetched. I don't think I've seen this at all. We're now going to go for a Brave Bird, and the opponent lets it go through. We one-shot the muck there, and we make it to a close combat. No way are we landing the close combat here. Yeah, unfortunately, we are not landing it there, but that does not matter. We've got Shadow Donphan in the back. We're going to let the first move go through. Even if it's a payback, we will live it. They go for a Body Slam here, and now I think we do have to shield this up. We should live a Body Slam, but if they do go for that payback, it would take us out. This Body Slam will now grab the final shield from the opponent, and we're just going to stay in here. Don't need to make things complicated. Let them take us out with a Body Slam, as we do have an Overheat loaded on Darmanitan. We're going to go for it here. This is massive overkill, but Overheat takes out the double, and we take that game. And into the final battle, we've got King GBL, and when I saw the submission, I was thinking, no way, are we running Triple Charm? That is not very spicy. It's not very fun either, but don't worry, it is not Triple Charm. We've got Snarl, Shadow Gramble, which is actually quite a deadly Pokemon here, as you're going to see us grab both shields with these crunches, as it could potentially be a close combat. We grab the second shield there, we get the debuff, but we would have been farmed down, so we swap here, and unfortunately we catch a charge move, whereas we could have probably just tanked that energy onto the Grand Ball and then let it go down. But here we're going to shield up the next Weather Ball. We're running Psychic for coverage up against the Poison types, but it also helps us in this matchup as it does take out the Shadow Ninetales. The opponent comes in with a Registeel. This is not looking too good for us here. They're going to be able to get a massive farm here. But I think what the opponent should do is go for a Focus Blast and undercharge it here to get a bigger farm, and that's exactly what they do, so very nice play by this opponent. We're going to go for a Psychic here, and I think we should be swapping out, but no, we're actually staying in with the Clefable, and we do make it to a last second Meteor Mash, but this is still not going to do an awful lot of damage. We do come in with the Grand Ball, the opponent blindly throws there. That's a massive mistake. Focus Blast takes us out, and now we can come in with the Slurpuff. They do have a full health Shadow Dragonair in the lead, but it doesn't matter because here they go for a Zap Cannon. They don't get the debuff. They try to catch a Flamethrower. They're unsuccessful. We're going to go for the Play Rough. It one-shots the Dragonair, and we make it to a Flamethrower in time up against the Registeel, and this will be taking out the Registeel, and we take that game. So that's going to be it for today's video. A massive thank you to all 10 content creators that were featured in the video. If you want to support their channels, then I will be leaving links in the description to all 10 channels. And if you want to vote for your favorite spicy team, then I'm going to be putting up polls here on YouTube later tonight. The first poll will feature the first 5 teams in the video. The second poll going to be featuring the last 5 teams, and then the winners from each poll after 24 hours will go through to a final poll where we can crown a new Champion of Spice YouTuber edition. And will we be seeing Ganetto overthrown, or will he be able to retain the Champion of Spice title once again? And if you did enjoy today's video and you've still not left a like yet, then what the heck are you doing? Make sure you leave a like, leave a comment letting me know, and as well, don't forget to respond to the question of the day. Show your support to your favorite content creators, and if you want to see more content like this in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. And I do have another Battle of Spice video coming very soon with some even more insane teams, so if you enjoyed this one, then you are seriously going to enjoy that. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching today's video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.